What do you
So
do?
I have it's a wealth management business. So it is so like basically financial advice to high net worth individuals. So it's investing in typically funds for them. And yeah, so that's what I do. And so the anxiety impacted me to such a great degree that I did not want to, I had lots of prospects, etc., and clients, and the anxiety impacted me to such a degree that um, I didn't want to follow up on those prospects, and I didn't want to see my clients because the anxiety, the fear of um, feeling anxious and panic and having a panic attack in those situations was too overwhelming. So it started to massively impact me, um, from a financial perspective because I couldn't move my business forward in the way that I wanted to move it forward. Um, and now I can.
So, so
Got to the point where I just did not want to do client meetings and going through this work, I did a meeting, like a huge meeting, with um, three, like the chairman of the business, the chairman's son, and the managing director. And at the end of the meeting, they'd had literally um, every investment bank come through there. He'd just sold his business. So they'd had Goldman Sachs, they'd had Morgan Stanley, and he said at the end, um, your presentation was the best. And that before going through this process, I wouldn't have even gone to that meeting. I wouldn't have even taken that meeting. So um, yeah, it's opened up. It's opened my business life up for me.
damn. And before, let's say you had a meeting, it would just be panic attacks, anxiety attacks in the meetings, and that would obviously,
Yeah, that was happening, and it was just excruciating. It was excruciating, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I'd seen hypnotherapists, therapists, um, and gone on a breathwork course. I've done like everything you can possibly think of, every modality you can possibly think of to try and crack it. And I'm quite a driven person, and I would put myself out there, and I would do things to try and make myself
yeah,
better because I just that if you can't do your work, then and that's the thing that you're having to turn up to every day. Even around colleagues, I was struggling. Then life just becomes an absolute nightmare. You wake up in the morning and you can't. Well, it's just depressing. It's dark. It's grey, and you just don't know how you're going to get through the day. And um, yeah, but so doing the work that I've done with you, that has given me the knowledge of what's going on, like, and now I'm able to, and I've been provided with the tools to deal with these situations. And now when I go into these situations, it's I'm okay.
yeah. You know what I'm interested in? You've tried a bunch of different therapies, modalities, courses. Um, why is it that this process worked for you? Because I've only been in the space for 4 years. I've only been an anxiety coach for 4 years. You've probably worked with people. I make an assumption, but I assume you've worked with people who've been in the space for 20 plus years, right? Who?
Yeah.
Why did this process work the best for you and help you overcome the blocks that were stopping you from growing your business
Uh,
and just like functioning in your social life and in your relationships?
yeah. Um, to me, to me that you know to me that's quite an obvious one because what I've found, and I've seen a lot of people. whether it's hypnotherapists, therapists, or people coaching on anxiety. But if you haven't, if the coach or the therapist hasn't been through what what it is they're coaching, i.e., they haven't been in the trenches, that's what it's like, then they're not understanding the. So that's why it's different with you and working with you, because you've been through it. You understand the nuances of actually what is going on, whereas most don't. And you've come through the other side. So, and I think in order to heal, you need to believe. Actually, I think that and with you, the fact that you've come through it and through so many different types of anxiety, health anxiety, social anxiety, you've been through lots of different types, which makes it even more interesting, and you've come through. And it's so with that base, because with that base, the fact that you've come through it and you understand what I'm going through, that's what's made the difference for me. Before I started working on it with you, I was waking up in the morning not wanting to get out of bed because I didn't know if I was going to have a panic attack or not. I'd stopped seeing my friends. So literally, would go months at a time without seeing my friends. And I've got a core group of 7 or 8 blokes who I've been tight with for, 20 plus years. And I stopped seeing them. And, one of them said to me, why do you not come out anymore? And I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. I couldn't even see my close friends. It affected me with my family. Like, I was having anxiety and panic around family, so close family, my mum, my dad. It affected me at work. So, with colleagues in business meetings. I'm a keen squash player, and even going to the squash club, that I stopped playing squash. That was a big part of my life. So I didn't really have, and that's just something that I really enjoyed, and I didn't have that. So basically, my life just closed in, and it was getting worse. And it was getting worse. So, like, if I saw people walking down the street, or I would want to walk the other way, not wanting to bump into people. So I just became very, very isolated, and that's a really scary place to be, because if you've got the feeling that it's getting worse, then what's going to happen? Like how is this going to end up? Am I not going to be able to leave the house? So, it got dark.
Yeah, I remember, hearing you recall how dark it was. It reminded me of the conversations we were having on our first sessions together. I can't go to the squash club. I'm struggling to meet a friend of however many years. Someone that I've been friends with, since I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I remember those conversations, and it's sort of crazy to think that that's not you anymore. That you're a different person now. That's not even in your reality. That's an awesome thing to realize.
Yeah, that's massive. yeah, I mean, I would, yeah, I guess it's like social, like getting social freedom back, because if you can't, to someone that is not struggling with disordered anxiety, social freedom is just very normal. You see people, you interact people, interact with people, you enjoy it. But if that's kind of taken away from you because you literally can't do it, then um, it's a massive problem. And yeah, now I have my life back. I have my life back. Um, because life without the simple things of being able to see your friends and do the things that you like playing squash, or enjoy your work, is these are big things. So yeah, the fact that I have my life back um means that means that I enjoy life again now.
Yeah, yeah. And do you want to just talk a bit about that and how, you've mentioned a few things that are different, your social life, your business. Do you want to just put it like, summarize it? What is different now?
So, well, what is different? So, I mean, it got as bad as that if I didn't want to bump into people, friends walking down the road, and um, now I want to see people. I want to be with people. I want to have dinner with friends. Went for dinner with one of my best friends just recently, and were able to I enjoyed we were out for sort of 3-4 hours just talking. This is just something that just wouldn't have even been possible before, or hasn't been for probably 4 or 5 years. Um, yeah, from a like a like enjoying playing squash again. I can go to the squash club and enjoy, being there, seeing people. Um, I, from a business perspective, I'm able to, yeah, I'm able to do my job, which is, talk to clients, get new business, and enjoy it. Um, and I'm, you know, I was having anxiety around, even close family, and now that is not there anymore. And my parents are getting elderly, and the fact that I was not, I was experiencing this anxiety around them, meant that I wasn't seeing them. And my dad used to say, "Oh, we've not heard from you for ages," and yeah, that actually makes me quite emotional. But I can see them now. I can see them and be there for them.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's special. That is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They're not around forever.
No, exactly. So yeah, it's changed my life. It's changed my life. It's given me my life back.